Okay, like, how do you study for finals? Or, like, tests, and, like, how do you, like...
Well, I studied, I studied 0 minutes total for finals this year.
Hello, welcome back to the video. It is the year 2020, and as you can see, we are back in the dorms. This is my dorm. I'm sitting on my bed right now, but in honor of the new year and developing good and better habits, I thought that I would post a video about how I take notes and how I prepare for finals. And this is actually a video that was requested by somebody who commented in one of my old videos. And so I'm really trying really hard to make videos that you guys are interested in watching. So definitely comment below if you have a suggestion for me, or just in terms of like improving my videos or something you want to see. We are currently at a bit less than 650 subscribers, and I'm trying really hard to reach 1,000. So if you can make that dream come true, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, like, comment below suggestions for how I can improve my channel or what you'd like to see for sure. But anyways, yeah, so I thought I would jump into the video. So today was Nina and I's actually our first day of classes. And so it's not like an official class, but I thought I would do like a cute little vlog of us taking notes, or of me taking notes, just so you could see that. And I wanted to jump right into talking about a couple of habits that I think are really good. Love the recommend. We made this last night, so
many things to be read, so I give it all the class read, but I can't do that with IDs because I can only make one thing.
We're on lunch break right now. Makes class way better. So the first thing that I want to talk about, especially going to a school like MIT, there are so many people who show up to lecture every day who take online notes. Like, you would be surprised how many people show up with just like an iPad Pro and an iPad and like have an Apple Pen. They just take it out and they take notes all through class. Like, I know that like a lot of people use like OneNote to take notes, and I'm fully in support of that. But in terms of the game of whether or not I think that you should take handwritten notes or online notes, I personally will always stand by taking handwritten notes. And I've always done that, especially in high school. And I know that sometimes there was this one class in high school where I would take notes online, and my friend and I would actually just work on the same Google document and take notes. And that was my worst performing class in high school. So the statistics do not lie, but I would say that the thing is about taking handwritten notes is that, first off, you can just be so much more artistic with it, and you can really truly personalize it to how you are gonna learn best. Like, you can really, like, you can make words super big super easily. Like, they can just be everywhere, like making things eye-catching. You can box things that are important. You can highlight, you can color code. On a more practical side, I will say that when I personally take notes online, and I know this is true for a lot of people, the moment you pull out your laptop, like, it's so, or like an electronic device, it's so easy to get distracted, to like switch over to messaging people, checking social media, online shopping. Like, it's such a bad habit, and it can be so easily gotten rid of if you just like literally force yourself to sit at lecture with nothing but a journal and pencil. Like, you can't get distracted. And I know that, like, especially math class, like in math last semester, like, I would say that it gets hard to focus for a really long period of time sometimes when all you have is your journal. But like, in the end, you've taken some really high quality notes and you've paid attention all of class. Like, it works so well in terms of like forcing you to focus because you literally have nothing else to do during that time. And then another thing I would say is like the statistics don't lie. Like there are so many studies that support like taking notes by hand just because you process the information a lot better. And so I would personally agree with this because I find that it's really easy to like stare at something and blindly copy the words that I see on a board and not absorb any of it, versus when I'm writing it down by hand, like I'm putting much more thought into like how I'm gonna format it, especially because like you can't like go back in your notes and like shift something over, or you can't like rearrange things. So like rearrange things later. So like when you take notes by hand, like this is your final copy. So like you're putting a lot more thought into like how you're gonna like write your notes because it's a lot more permanent. And so yeah, that's like just my argument for why I think you should take handwritten notes. It's up to you though. It's up to you. But the next thing I want to talk about is what is like important when you take notes. So I know that, oh sorry, I got a Snapchat and I got distracted. But what's important when you're taking notes? So first off, like yes, like the aesthetic is like low-key important, and I think that personally I have found a way to take notes that is visually pleasing to me, at least in the sense that like I like don't mind looking through the notes. But I think the biggest thing of all is making notes that, okay, you don't want redundancies in your notes, so you only want to take important notes on what's important. But most importantly, you want your notes to be eye-catching, and you want the most important things to be eye-catching. Like you want keywords to be eye-catching, and you want your notes to be really easy to search through. So like if I need to like refresh on something, like I want to be able to go through my notes really quickly and be able to like pinpoint, like that's what I need to take note, like that's what I'm looking for. And so I have a couple of ways that I figured out how to do that. So first off, how I organize my notes is every time I have a new unit, I put a sticky tab, like I put a little tab on the side. I don't have it in this journal, but I'll put a little tab on the side and I'll write like unit 1 or unit 2. And that way it's super easy to like understand like this is the content that I need for this unit. And it's just an easy thing to do. I always date my notes too, just it's nice to date your notes. But I do like to, another thing that I like to do is, so the whole argument about whether or not you should color code your color code. Like I know that it's always fun, like at least for me, like when I was in middle school and elementary school, like the best part of like school starting was that I got to use my like 10 pack of like multicolored pens that I had bought for the school year. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, like maybe I want to do rainbow, maybe like Monday's gonna be purple, Tuesday's gonna be pink. But actually maybe it's just like growing up and like growing out of the whole like loving to like color things like 50 different colors. But I have found that this is what I do now. So like we have lecture and then we have recitation. So like you learn everything in lecture, and then usually recitation's like a review. And so what I like to do is, at least I try to do this, is I'll take all my notes for lecture in black, and then I'll take all my notes for recitation in blue. That way I can like really easily differentiate the two of them when I'm looking through my notes. And then another...
Are you making a video?
Mm-hmm.
See ya.
Bye. Okay, anyways. When everyone already knows what you're doing, because like you YouTube so much. Okay, anyways, back to topic. I got distracted. What was I talking about? God dang it. Okay, I know what I was talking about. So anyways, so yeah, so like you take your notes in blue, and then another thing that I like to do is like you'll write a title at the head of the page, top of the page, and then I do headers. So not only do I do indentations, but I also do headers, and it's pretty and it makes things easy to find. So let me find an example. Give me a moment. Like this. Okay, I'll see you in your room. Bye. And so yeah, I like to do headings, and then I also I do color code a little bit, but so my favorite two color. Hello, so this is actually me coming back while editing, but apparently the whole video ended up being too long, so I had to split it into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1, and I really hope you check out part 2, because in my opinion, part 2 is cooler than part 1 and way more interesting. And in part 2, 2 of my friends are actually in the video too, so it's like not just me talking at you. So please check out part 2, but for now, this is the end of part 1, and see ya! Go check out part 2!